La Resortera.
All right, here we are for another week here at Pura Vida Perspectives podcast. I was like, wait, perspectives or perspectivas? Sometimes the Spanish and English gets mixed up in my brain.
Your Spanish is getting much better.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely pretty fluent. Here we are. Here we are for another week. How's your week?
I've been busy, but busy means good.
Busy? Busy's always good?
Yeah, you? How are you?
I'm good. I'm working on becoming less busy.
Yeah, I know you are.
So it's like, we talked about this. You're working on you're becoming more busy because you're starting this new venture. Mm-hmm. You know, and kind of your separate business. And I'm trying to be less busy.
Delegate.
I
told you this a long time ago. You should start delegating.
I do. Yeah. And I do a pretty good job. So I've been delegating more, and that's good. And I've been really thinking about what kind of life do I want to live every day. Because the thing is, I didn't move to Costa Rica to become a workaholic. And when this business started for a few years, I was a complete workaholic.
I know.
And that's okay, because sometimes you have to do what you have to do to get something off the ground. You got to put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. It's off the ground. It's functioning like a pretty generally well-oiled machine. And now the next steps are, how do I get some of my own time back to do things that I want to do, which inherently actually makes me better in my business too, because I get more creative. Yes. When I'm not stressed out, I get way more creative. And, you know, I don't know anyone who moved to Costa Rica to become stressed out. And today we're going to be talking about why are some people moving here?
Why is that?
Why are we talking about it, or why?
No, why is that people is moving down here?
That's just the way that you said it. So
You actually did a post in your page about it, right?
I did. So on my Facebook group, Moving to Costa Rica, I made a post a few weeks ago and said, you know, what did you or do you, like, why did you or do you want to move to Costa Rica? Because I hear people's whys a lot, especially when I'm talking to them in their just, you know, the consults that we do. And so I thought it'd be fun to kind of read through some of the comments here together, and we can kind of talk through them.
Okay, so what we're going to do is basically we're going to show our perspective of the comments the people left on the post.
Yeah. Well, actually, first, I want to know, why did you move back to Costa Rica? Because obviously, maybe you mentioned this a little bit in a past episode, but, you know, you moved to the United States, then you ended up moving back to Costa Rica. Why did you move back to Costa Rica, which is your home country?
Okay, I was a teenager when my mom took me to the United States. Then when I was about 18, 19, I was finishing high school, and life was so repetitive. So like I was doing the same thing every day, you know, home, work, school. In school, I would see the same people at the same time. The routine was killing me. And I told my mom, like, no, it's not working for me. You know, I'm old enough. I want to move back. Then I came here and I started being stupid, like I said in past episodes. And then I wanted to go back to the States. I got deported, and then I got stuck here for 20 years. And it's been fun. I mean, in Costa Rica, like I mentioned in one of the first 4 or 6 episodes, I mean, I can just be at home at noon and say, oh, what a beautiful day is out there. I'm going to go watch the sunset in Jaco, and I'll drive an hour and a half. Or I can say, well, today's kind of chilly. I just want to go up in the mountain and, you know, drink hot chocolate or you know, just enjoy being a little cold. So the reason I enjoy Costa Rica so much is because I don't have a routine. I can do different things every day and not be doing the same stuff.
Okay, that was going to be my question, because you talked about it was the work, school, home, work, school, home. Right now we're talking about how you're pretty busy with work. So the difference here is that you feel like it's not the same repetitive routine constantly. Exactly. There's always something a little bit different that you can do.
Always different every day. I can be at home working in my computer at 8 a.m. in the morning, and all of a sudden, boom, I have to be in La Fortuna, or I have to drive to Puerto Viejo, or I have to, you know, a business meeting in San Jose, or a customer that needs help with X or Y, and I say, I'll do it myself. So it's pretty different. Or I can go to a friend's house. I do barbecue. I do soccer. I do gym. I run. I do swimming. Different stuff. So it's definitely not a routine.
Yeah, it sounds like you have a pretty good life balance. Even though you keep yourself busy, you keep your other priorities, and you have other things to do.
Even when I have free time, I just get on my PlayStation.
There you go. Yeah.
I mean, out of the routine.
Yeah. For me personally, I like what I can do with my time off too. Again, I'm kind of a habitual person. Most of my day to day is pretty the same. You're not just going to hear me go, "Oh, let me go up to La Fortuna real quick." Like, no. I kind of have a 15-minute rate. I like everything to be within 15 minutes of myself. I don't like to drive too much in general. I do come for the podcast, but unless it's very important to me, I like to stick around home for the most part. But so I moved here because I was actually kind of the same. So I had graduated from college. I had my degree in social work. I've worked since I was 13, so I'm not a lazy person. I'm a terrible employee, though. I'm a good boss, I think, but I'm a really bad employee. We can talk about that another time. I mean, I do my job very well, but then I didn't like that. Yeah, again, I was work, home, same, good gym, work, home, kind of just doing the same thing. And I could see the whole rest of my life in front of my eyes. I felt like there was going to be no surprises. It was like, okay, well, maybe I'll get a promotion and then I'll meet the right person and I'll get married and I'll have the white picket fence. Remember we talked about in the past episode, I decided to do everything backwards. Yeah. Have the baby first, then, then the career. So I just kind of saw and I was like, how boring. Like, this is boring. Yeah. It just felt very boring to me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to shake it up. I was at a good point in my life. I was 23 when I moved. I was like, go to another country and just try. Like, what do I have to lose? At that point, I didn't have much to lose. So it worked out. I'm still here, 9 years later, all good. But that was kind of my why. It was like, why not? I didn't have anything to lose. I wanted to get outside of that box.
Okay. All right. And people is not just moving to Costa Rica, because we talked about this the other day. Yeah. People is moving to Portugal. Well, people from the States and Canada are moving to Portugal. They're moving to Mexico. They're moving to all these different places.
True. And that's the thing. Honestly, people all over the world are moving places. Mm-hmm. Our major demographic that's probably listening to us, or maybe that sees us, are maybe from North America. But people from Costa Rica move out of Costa Rica to go to the United States. You moved to the United States.
Did I mention that my social media girl lives in Barcelona?
Okay.
In Spain.
Yeah. So people from every country move. Like, it's just a thing. People migrate and move. Yeah. And we've learned that that's become a little bit of a touchy subject, which I guess we could talk about in another episode, mm-hmm. But people move. Yeah. And that's the way of life. So not everyone's moving to Costa Rica. Yep. People from North America are leaving North America, but people from Central America are also leaving Central America. Yeah. People are from other parts of the, people are moving.
Yeah, people move.
People go places.
All right. So what do we have on those comments that you got from that post?
All right. So I got a lot. So we got 99. So we're obviously not going to read through them all, but I did see a lot of common themes. Okay. So one theme that I did see is one said that they moved because they felt like their Social Security dollars would go further in Costa Rica than in California. So that's the thing. Like, Costa Rica, we talked about, is it expensive here? It can be relative to where you're coming from. California is notoriously expensive. So for someone coming from there, their dollars probably are going to go further here. So I did see a lot of cost of living. Some people have moved, and they've noted here, because they felt like they didn't have another choice. They couldn't afford where they were living in North America.
Because in the States was way more expensive there.
Yeah.
Again, in me that I recently got back from actually Los Angeles, I can tell. I mean, there are some things that are cheap in the States and that are expensive here, but there are some things that are expensive here that are cheaper there. Like, for example, clothing. Clothing is real cheap in the States. Yeah. In Costa Rica, like a couple of sneakers, tennis,
imported,
they can sell them to you for $200 here, and you go over there and you buy them for same sneakers, $40.
Yeah, exactly. Our cars are cheaper in the United States, whereas here cars are notoriously more expensive.
Yeah, way more expensive.
Yeah. And another comment that said, where they were living was just beyond their means.
And rent. Like, I know in the States, like a normal house in California could go for $2,500 or even $3,000. Same house here in Costa Rica goes for less than $1,000, depending on the area, obviously.
Depends. It's so relative.
Yeah.
It's so relative. I mean, people could have, there's lots of different perspectives depending on where they're from. Yeah. So I would see cost of living. Some people do find, depending on where they're coming from, a cheaper cost of living here.
And depending on where they come live here too.
Of course. So another one, I really liked this comment. They said, I want to move because I found a community that I love that takes care of each other and the pace of life and the priorities on personal relationships, the biodiversity, and the focus on conservation. So, I thought community has been a big thing for me too. And actually, that's what I hear too. That people said they love the sense of community. It's not just in Costa Rica. Could be in Latin America.
Neighborhood. Like in Costa Rica is very well known for type neighbors. Like if you're basically like they do in movies. You run out of sugar, you go knock on your neighbor's door. Hey, I ran out of sugar. Can I get some? Yeah, here, take some.
Actually, yesterday, I had the cleaning lady at the house because she helps, do that deep clean. And I guess our broom had broken the day before, but I didn't realize. And so I called my neighbor and said, hey, can I borrow your broom? Went over, borrowed the broom. So
there you go. Yeah, happens a lot.
But that sense of community, and that's the thing in North America, I feel like a lot of people have lost that sense of community. Like either people just don't talk to each other or they don't feel that, or everyone's too busy to even interact or do anything. And so at least the people that I run into here seem to have more time. Like we were talking about in the beginning of this episode, you have time to go do all of these different things that you just listed off to me that you like to do.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like if you talk to the average person in North America, they're going to go, man, that sounds amazing. I wish I could do that. Like, a lot of them as they get older don't have as many friends. They don't have that community. There's in Grecia where you live, there's a group that meets together for lunch every Wednesday.
Well, actually, in the place that I live, the country that I live, I see these people. I should be in that group. People from out of Costa Rica. They're not from Costa Rica that meet every Thursday around 3 p.m. for coffee.
Oh, cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like people have time.
Yeah.
I feel like I know we wanted to talk about parenting one episode, but I feel like I've also, as a parent, I've found so many other parents who actually have time. It's not that like, oh yeah, we'll get together when we can.
Well,
you can actually have time to get together.
Ksenia, what does she does besides going to school?
She does gymnastics.
There you go. And who takes her?
I take her, but I carpool with another parent too, which is actually kind of nice. So
Okay.
yeah. So I feel like there's time to do things. Because Ksenia loves hanging out with my friends. Like I have a really good, tight friend group here. She loves them. Like I have one friend, my best friend, I'll give her a shout out, Missy. Wait, you ever met Missy? I don't think you ever met Missy. She's one of my besties. So she comes over once a week and we watch 90 Day Fiancé. That's like my guilty, like trashy thing that I do. And it's every week, like clockwork, we do it. We just did it last night because she left today for the United States to visit. So, my daughter's, yay, Missy's coming. Or, oh, where's Bernard and Mel? Are they coming? Like So that's nice.
Exactly.
We always, actually last Saturday, some friends called us and we said, what are you doing? I said, well, we're going to put some meat on the grill. And I said, oh, it's a BYOM. I was like, bring your own meat. I was like, bring your own meat, throw it on the grill, come on over. So they came over and we cooked out and we went in the pool and it was great.
Before we started this episode, what did you tell me that Sebas was telling you about?
He just said that we need to have you over for a cookout, which we like to do. We like to have cookouts.
Exactly. And like you said, people abroad might not have the time to do all this stuff.
Exactly. Just have an impromptu Saturday afternoon, like, yeah, sure, come on over for a cookout. Or, people are, oh, I don't know, we got to prepare the house and get it all. I remember, sorry, Mom, but, my mom she would never have an impromptu cookout all of a sudden at the house. She'd be worried about how it looks and making sure it's all clean and everything. But here, I feel like things are just more laid back, easygoing. No one's going to care if you come over and there's a little mess at your house. They're just there to be there and enjoy the time together. So that connection, that personal relationships.
Yes.
So that's good. I like that. What else? So someone says my body doesn't hurt when I'm there. So it's just healthier. Health. Yeah. I've seen that be a common quality of life. So I've seen this listed a few times already in this post.
Well, you recently went to the States and you came back with a lot of pains.
Oh my God. I did.
Yeah, so you're not in pain when you're in Costa Rica.
No, I have gotten better now. So I had a sciatic nerve episode that I didn't even know what the sciatic nerve was until this happened.
Until it hurt.
Yeah, we had to cancel that one week of podcast.
Yeah.
We had to cancel
Reschedule.
Because I couldn't drive.
Yeah.
I mean, I was worried about driving, how uncomfortable it would be sitting. I don't know. Yeah, if anyone's got sciatica tips, just shoot them in the comments. Yeah. But yeah, so I would say quality of life. So it sounds like a slower pace of life too. So here I would say maybe you tell me, how do you feel in the city? I feel like the pace here in the city when I come to visit is obviously fast paced. There's traffic, there's people. How do you feel like people here are in general?
Well, here's the thing. Even though if people live in the city, once they get home, like the rush just boom comes down because people get time to go to the gym, to go play soccer. The ladies meet out for drinks. So even though it's the city, people take their time to do their own stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of adult extracurriculars,
Exactly.
fun things to do. On the coast, obviously, we're very laid back too, so we're notoriously laid back on the coast for sure. But yeah, I see another slower pace. Someone else mentioned too, raising their kids. They're concerned about raising their kids in North America just because of all the influences and just the type of environment that's up there. So some people are leaving because they honestly, sometimes I talk to people and they're leaving because they feel like they have to. They don't feel safe. That's actually safety has come up. Some people have told me they don't feel safe with the government. They don't feel safe.
I told you my mom lives in the States, right? I was on the phone with her last night, and she said that the morning before I spoke to her, she heard 5 shotguns.
Ooh.
Boom, 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 boom. And I was like, did you go out see? Did the police arrive? And she was like, hell no. I didn't even show my face in the window because I didn't want to get shot. And what she thought is that probably somebody just shoot up in the air out of the blue because no police came out, no like no ambulance, like nothing bad apparently happened. But, a lost bullet can happen,
Yeah.
So people might get concerned of their kids playing outside and somebody, getting shot. We just saw what happened to Trump. I mean,
Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah. Exactly. One thing. Yeah. Disconnect from the rat race. Live a more humble
that?
life. The rat race.
uh-huh.
Oh, so that's whenever you're going. So I hear this all the time. Like people want to get away from the rat race.
Oh, like the wheel, the rats.
hamster wheel.
Okay, the hamster
Going.
Okay.
And that's what it is. I guess you kind of felt like you were in the rat race a bit. You wanted to get out of it.
Yeah.
So I love this comment. This person said, disconnect from the rat race, because I hear that all the time when I'm talking to people. Live a more humble life. I will say 99.9% of the people I work with are coming here to live a more humble life. They're coming here they're getting rid of most of their possessions. They want to simplify. They want to have less. They want to integrate into the culture. They want to, they're not coming here to go and be crazy with their lifestyle. They just want to return back to the basics and simplicity.
In the expat retreat that you did, remember this couple, Lou and his wife?
Yeah.
I'm meeting up with them because I told them about Grecia, where I live, and they want me to show them around to live a little more humble life.
I love that. That's exactly. So I would say the majority of people that I work with, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's not, the people I don't come across aren't the big billionaires buying up stuff. But it says, live a more humble life where we don't worship creative things, over the creator. So I like that too, that I feel like things in North America have become really materialistic. And, it's in some areas, it's very keeping up with the Jones. It's about what you have and showing. Here, people just don't care.
Yeah.
Like, people don't care. They don't care if you're wearing a name brand anything. They just care about how you treat people, like how you're going to treat yourself and how you're going to treat people. Exactly.
They just want to know that you're pura vida. And a lot of these people, they just want to come experience the pura vida life.
Exactly. That's what I hear too. That's what I definitely see a big theme here.
What else do we have there?
Let's see.
Any funny one?
Let's see. Well, let's see. Well, more about children. My husband wanted to open a tiki bar. Change of lifestyle.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Maybe go live out the tiki bar on the beach kind of dream.
That's a nice one. We did talk about visas and what was it? Citizenship here in Costa Rica. That's a way to come out. If you have the money to open up a business here and you have a dream to open a tiki bar, that's great.
Yeah, why not?
And it's fun. Probably going to be at the beach anyway.
Exactly. And I hear a lot about the weather and the wildlife too. Because the weather, it doesn't snow here. It's not snowing here in Costa Rica.
A lot of rain though.
Yeah, we can have a lot of rain, but for me, it's a warm rain. There's a difference, that cold rain when it's like almost gonna snow.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you gonna snow or not? Like, what? Just snow already.
Yeah.
Like, when it's so, then you're just wet and cold and it's miserable.
Yeah, you feel like ice cubes are dropping.
Exactly. So at least if it's going to rain, it's a warm rain. And I have a lot of people who say, well, I can live with that. If it's warm rain, all good. And it's not like a dreary, depressing rain all day kind of thing. Not at all. So yeah, definitely the climate, the nature. You know, we have so much nature here too. So
like when we spoke before, you know, you run into cows, monkeys. Well, one of your neighbors, and I don't know if we mentioned on these episodes before this one. You have a lot of monkeys on the back of your house.
I do get monkeys because we've got bamboo back there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. So the monkeys come on through, and they're cool. I mean, I love being able to see the monkeys. Yeah, the fact that I can have monkeys in the back of my house. The bamboo, of course, does throw all these tiny little leaves that are. It's harder to keep the back clean, but for me, totally worth it. I'm like, I don't care how many leaves are on the ground. I get monkeys sometimes.
Exactly.
So, yeah, just the fact of getting to have. I had some clients who they have this. Bed and breakfast. It's a lodge, like if you're going from San Jose over to Puerto Viejo. And I guess something had happened, and like maybe there was a baby sloth that fell out of the tree. Anyways, one of their neighbors came over with a baby sloth.
Oh,
and
yeah, sloths are very common in that area.
Just like gave it to them. I think it was wrapped in a blanket, and then they called the animal protective service to have it come out. I think the neighbor maybe had to do something. I don't remember why the neighbor just dropped it off with them, but like what a cool experience. Like, so they moved here with their daughter, and they had this amazing experience that they're just had this baby sloth brought to their door, and they are really living the life. Every week, because they come to our weekly group meetings that are on Zoom for our clients in our Relocate Now program, and I'm always like, all right, what's the latest wildlife sighting? Like, what you guys got going on out there? Because they are like really in the jungle in a very quaint Costa Rican style town. They're probably like the only gringos out there. I think they are. Yeah,
you told me the other day, near Guapiles or that area, right?
Exactly. They're the only gringo people out there, and they love their neighbors. They're getting to know everybody, and it's so cool.
Living a pura vida experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So every week I always look forward to their updates on our group calls. But then another one is the people. So maybe that can be our last one that we mention here. The people. So Costa Ricans. Of course, you can have your bad eggs anywhere you are in the world. Yep. I've always talked about a lot of my positive experiences I've had with Costa Rican people. But, just from the people, it's always mentioned, the people.
Here's the thing. I just share on my TikTok a video.
You have a TikTok?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, but I don't put a lot of videos up from time to time. Oh. But I use most likely like to see stuff. And I came up with this video of people like singers, actors that have been to Costa Rica, and they say like one of the singers was like, I was in Costa Rica for 3 days. I didn't see a single person angry. And not because I was an artist, because some people didn't even know who I was. And everybody was like, hey man, pura vida, hey, how you doing? I was there in Costa Rica 3 days and I didn't see anybody angry. The other day, I saw a post of a basketball player in La Fortuna eating copos, granizados. I don't know how do you call them in the States. These are like ice creams, but they made them in the
snow cones.
Snow cones.
Snow cones, but then they put other stuff on them. Yeah.
Kevin Hart, famous, comedy, movies, and everything. He was 3 weeks ago here in Costa Rica.
Oh.
Walking in the beach up in Santa Teresa. People didn't even know who he was.
That's what I'm saying. And even maybe if some of them did, they're just still like, okay, whatever. Like people here.
Exactly. They just mind their own business most of the time. Like, again, you always have us nosy people. You have a neighbor that will bust your balls. It happens everywhere. But 90 to 95% of the people just mind their own business. And if they can help you in any way, if you got a flat tire, you need help. Or like if you're having problems on the side of the road, people will pull up like, do you need assistance? How can I help you? Do you need a phone or like things like that?
That's happened to me. Like, okay, quick story, then we can wrap up. I was living in Uvita, got my car stuck in mud, something.
Okay, happens a lot here in Costa Rica. Happens a lot.
And it was down this road, and this guy, he had his whole family loaded in whatever he was driving, and they were going down to the river. So he went down, passed by, went to the river, dropped off the family, came immediately back. Like I knew he was coming back, and then was like, all right, what do we got to do? Like pull it out, and just just like it was very matter of fact. It wasn't a debate. It was just dropping the family off, coming back to get this person out, and I'm going to go enjoy my family again.
Actually, I have a truck. I did it a month ago.
Oh, yeah.
I was going, it was a night, like 7 p.m. or something. We were going to a party, and I see this car, for some reason, it kind of went off a cliff. I mean, a small one. But the car was like halfway there.
Woo.
And I just like, what happened? And like, you guys need help? And they were like, yeah. I was like, all right, let me turn around. And I got the gear, to put it on one side, put it on my truck, hit the 4x4, boom, backed it up, pulled the car out. And I was like, they were like, yeah, thank you. I was like, yeah, no problem. And I, boom, mind my own business, went back to the party I was going at.
Off you go. Yeah, look at you. Standard, you're one of those happy, friendly people that people come here and meet.
I actually help a lot. Well, like I said, I have a truck, and if I got the time and I can help at least, somebody like get off the road and into a better place, I don't mind doing it.
Yeah.
Very Costa Rican.
Yep, because you're living a slower pace of life. You're not so busy that you don't have the time to go help someone when they need help, or again, those personal relationships, people you value personal relationships. So if you see someone in need, you're more likely to go do that. I just feel like, Costa Rica, most people still live those principles that we should be living as humans. And people still have a grasp of that here. And that's what other people who are like, what's happened to where I've come from? I don't fit in here anymore. Nobody or like most people here don't have the same principles as me. They're finding that here or maybe in other countries.
In other places.
Where the principles are more aligned.
For people that is watching, do your homework. Don't do like Saturday, just move out.
No. We don't convince anyone to move here. It's just information.
Yeah, exactly.
And this, like I said, this podcast is just us talking, having fun.
It's just us showing our perspectives.
Yeah.
And just do your homework. Either if you're moving to Costa Rica or any other place, do your homework and try to determine if wherever you're moving, it's the right place for you.
Totally.
All right. Pura vida, Sara.
All right. We'll see you next week. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and stay tuned for updates.
Listen to all our platforms.
Yes.
Pura vida.
Esto fue una producción de La Resortera.